Okay, thank you guys. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight for Renee and Patrick's launch call here on Zoom. This is going to be a really fast-paced, fun, educational event where we're going to get a lot of information in your hands in a very short period of time. And so we just want to start with a few quick introductions. My name is Melody Loomis, and my husband and I own a chiropractic office in Parkville. We know Renee because our daughter's been doing horse camp there for the last 5 years. She's had a birthday party there. We've stayed in their Airbnb, and we are quickly headed toward riding lessons very soon in the next year, probably less than the next year. But we absolutely love her farm, and we love her heart for Jesus. Yeah, can't say enough good things about that. So I'm absolutely thrilled to have her joining our Juice Plus team here. And we also have on the call Karen. Karen's going to be presenting with me. She is in my upline here with Juice Plus. She's been doing it for a very long time. She'll give a short introduction, but I think, 16 years?
Where the horses come from? So they are all...
So I've actually been taking Juice Plus for 19 and a half years. So
wow, that's awesome. So a lot longer than me. And Bridget, this beautiful redhead down here who's not showing her face, but just her picture. She is also my sponsor. And she has been doing it for probably close to a decade. She lives here in Bel Air with me. And so we met just through many different events, like here and there, and through the chiropractic office. And so she's just become a good friend over the years as well. So let's get started. I will share my screen, and then Karen, you can go. Oh, wait, actually, I want Renee. Can you give just a quick 2-minute version of kind of your story and how you got started with Juice Plus and what it did for you, and why you're excited to share?
Sure. So I'm a dressage rider, and I have to remember some of the tests that I do are very long, and I have had problems remembering my tests. And so a friend of mine said, well, try the omegas. So I started the omegas, and then I started the other vitamins, and then I liked them. And my fingernails really longer than the rest of my body's getting stronger. But I started going to a reflexologist, and she had other vitamins, and I thought, well, I'll try your vitamins. And so I stopped taking the Juice Plus vitamins for like 6 months and took her vitamins. And then I noticed my nails were like nasty. And I thought, that's crazy. Like, why aren't my nails wonderful again? And, and I didn't have the energy that I had before. And so I went back on the Juice Plus vitamins. You and I spoke over the summer at camp. And then I went back on the Juice Plus vitamins, and my nails are back to being really nice again. And my memory is like, I can remember those dressage tests without any problems. And, so I just love them, and I'm sticking with it.
And I'll just say one thing Renee told me when she was sharing with me over the summer. She said, it might seem silly to think like, oh, my nails are brittle, but I just had the thought that if this is what's happening on the outside of my body, what's happening on the inside of my body? And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight, what's actually happening on the inside of your body. So let's keep going with that. All right, Karen, take it away.
okay, hi everybody, Karen Orlowski. I actually live north of Atlanta in Georgia. And I am so excited that you guys have taken time out of your busy schedule. I know everybody has such a busy schedule, especially now with the holidays, to learn more and care about your health. Because I'll tell you, if somebody hadn't cared about me 19 and a half years ago, I know that I wouldn't be as healthy as I am now at 55. So I'm healthier now at 55 than I was at 25, which is incredible. So anyway, okay, next. I'm excited for you guys to learn this information. So what does good health mean to you? Everybody has a different definition of health, but what's your definition of good health? And sometimes people, have different, what they want, how they want to feel, and that's different for everybody. So, are you striving for healthier eating, more exercise, sleeping better, drinking more water? There's so many different pieces of this pie that equal good health. It's not just any one thing. So let's talk about our food quality. First of all, 80% of the food that we eat today wasn't around 100 years ago. More than 50%, it's actually 57% of what most Americans are eating is processed food. That means it has a big label on it. When you go to the produce section and you're purchasing, whatever, kale and spinach and oranges and apples, there's no big label on those, right? It's produce. When nobody questions, gosh, what's in this apple? But we don't really do that enough with the processed foods. And so what we're eating is all kinds of preservatives and synthetic, vitamins and GMO and everything. And one of the problems with the food is that first of all, it's being transported thousands of miles. So as soon as it's picked, it's losing a lot of the nutrition. And it's also, the soil doesn't have as much nutrition as it used to. And so we just need to eat more and more and more. And so one of the things I love is when we try and teach this, and it really makes sense when you listen to this, when it says broccoli could lose 50 to 80% of key nutrients before you even purchase it. So when you hear that kids need to eat 7 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, women 9 and men 13, it kind of ties it in when you go, this is how much nutrition this produce is losing from the time it's been picked through transportation. And then the apple that you might be getting in the grocery store in a month or two may have been cold stored for up to 6 months. So let's focus on fruits and vegetables because that is foundational for us. One of the things our community is really focusing on lately is microbiome, because microbiome is your second brain. And that's kind of where all health begins. 70 to 80% of your immune system starts there. So much more. So let's go. So I talked a little bit about how we need 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. And if somebody, Renee, I'm going to consider you an athlete simply because of the amount of exercise and training and just working with the horses that you do all day. They say that athletes need about 18 to 20 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. And so we talked about why so many. Produce is picked before it's vine ripened because they don't want it to be rotten by the time they get to you. Transported thousands of miles. 90% of Americans are not eating enough servings. The average American is eating 3 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. And we're not getting a huge variety. If you guys are like my family, we tend to buy and eat the same produce all the time. We always have carrots, we have apples, we have bananas, right? And I love everything. I love asparagus, I love Brussels sprouts and beets and everything, but the rest of my family does not. So I don't buy that very often. Okay, oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is so your cells, so picture your cells almost like on the receiving end of a punching bag. So oxidative stress is something that's happening to you as we're just sitting here right now watching this Zoom. But oxidative stress causes free radicals, and free radicals kind of beat up your cells every single day. And so if you don't have anything to protect your cells called antioxidants, then they damage it. And that's where the sickness and disease and everything starts. And so, the bad news is oxidative stress causes aging and disease. The good news is antioxidants are in fruits and vegetables and can protect those cells. So the more fruits and vegetables that we're eating, the more we can protect those cells every single day from the oxidative stress and the free radicals. So let's talk about bridging the gap. So, we live life, right? We're busy. Some of us have kids. We're just, we're running around like crazy people. I know the last couple of weeks, I have not been eating proper meals. And what's been great for me is, and it's for the last 19 and a half years, is Juice Plus. So I will tell you that I grew up, I was adopted. My birth mother had allergies, asthma. She ended up getting COPD. She had lung issues. She had all kinds of health issues. in the end. But I was adopted. My adoptive mother was a nurse. And so what I had was the best treatment ever. Nobody ever talked about prevention because the medical community doesn't focus on prevention, they focus on treatment. So I grew up on all kinds of prescription medicines, allergy medicine, asthma medicine, migraines. I had digestive issues. I was on allergy shots twice a week. So I went through this, and the doctors were always telling me that there was nothing I could do that was going to get any better. This was genetic. This is your life. And so when you're told that, you kind of give up, you feel kind of defeated. So you just eat and you do the same thing. So it never inspired me to go eat more fruits and vegetables because I thought it doesn't really matter. So fast forward to when I got pregnant with my son at 35 years old, and I sat down and watched a presentation just like this. And that was a game changer for my health. So somebody then educated me on the importance of nutrition for my overall health. I started to take Juice Plus. The only other change I made was I eliminated soda. Everything else I kept the same. So I eliminated soda and started on Juice Plus. And if I tell you that by the end of the pregnancy, I have been off all of my prescription medicines since then. I haven't even needed antibiotics or anything. And it's not that I don't get sick. I don't get sick often, but I also I haven't been to the doctor for being sick. So, if I get a cold or I get a little bit of something, usually we call it the Juice Plus hazing. We just take extra Juice Plus, usually 3 times a day, make sure we knock out the sugar, drink more fluids, eat more fruits and vegetables, and then usually it's gone in a day or two. So I used to get sick for 2 weeks at a time. So the great thing is Juice Plus, we don't expect anybody on here to all of a sudden, turn vegan. But what you want to do is try and bridge that gap with fruits and vegetables, not isolated synthetic vitamins like most of us, are doing. So let's talk about vitamins really quickly. That's what everybody thinks the answer is, because that's what we've been told from advertising on TV, from our doctor. And most doctors won't even tell you what kind of vitamin. They'll just go, oh, go just take a vitamin, because they don't even know. They're not given any kind of real training in medical school for prevention and for nutrition. They are taught all about treatment. So if you looked at the image that says supplement facts, that's an average vitamin. Okay. Even if you go to Whole Foods and you pick out one of their most expensive vitamin, it doesn't even compare to the nutrition that's in an apple or in broccoli. So if you look at all the little fine print, I can't read that. I can't imagine you guys can, but that's one of 25 pages of ingredients in an apple. Scientists are guessing that there's about 10,000 phytonutrients ingredients in an apple. There's about 13,000 in broccoli. I've heard that there's about 20,000 in blueberries. So imagine, when you take a vitamin supplement that is about 20 ingredients, the thousands of different naturally occurring phytonutrients that are missing in that, the vitamin. And your body wants the fruit and the vegetables. It doesn't want just a pill that is made in a lab. So why Juice Plus? We kind of talked a little bit about that. So because it's in a capsule, a lot of people think it's a vitamin, but it's actually whole food nutrition. So Juice Plus products are products that meet key nutritional needs. Okay, because it is whole food. It's the best of whole food-based nutrition. It's closest to nature. So we have farmers. We actually have fields of, produce, of cranberries and apples and broccoli and everything. And the farmers go out and they have this produce that's picked. It's picked when it's vine ripened, which is important because stuff that the grocery store is actually picked before it's vine ripened. So you're not getting as much of the nutrition. And it is pulverized and dried at a low temperature and put into a powder form and ready to be encapsulated all within just a couple of days, which is how the enzymes and all the nutrition stays intact. And we know that it stays intact because of the research. We have over 40 clinical research studies, actually 48 clinical research studies published in medical journals. All of our products are certified for quality and safety by NSF. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the National Sanitation Foundation, but they are a third-party company that comes in and they test randomly some of the vats of the powders to make sure that they're not only safe for human consumption, but that what's on the label is actually in those powders. And that's really important because the FDA, nobody regulates supplements. So the supplement that you might be be taking. The label may look really good. The pictures may look really good. The ingredients may look really good, but how do you know if that's what's really in that product unless somebody is testing that? And then, you know, we've been around for 30 years, which is incredible. So Juice Plus is unique. It's plant powders. It's not a multivitamin. It's got a food label. It's got a nutrition label, not a supplement label. It's made with non-GMO ingredients. It's vegan. It's kosher, dairy and gluten-free. It's NSF certified, which we talked about, and it is the most researched brand name nutritional product in the world. Is this where you want to take over, Melody?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the research a little bit, and I realized that I had that slide. I just want to go back real quick. Let me see if I can exit. Oops. Hold on. I realized I had that slide hidden from, because it was from a different presentation where we weren't talking about research at all. Unskip slide. Okay. And then there's one more I wanted to add back in because I was like, you know what? I didn't think I went back and did that. So sorry, guys. All right. So I want to go back to this one. All right. So yeah, I wanted to just take a minute to talk a little bit about the research because I think it's really important. So my husband's a chiropractor and we've been in business close to 13 years on our own. And I think that at one point we had, 17 pages of professional supplements that we sold to our patients and recommended. And the problem with most of these supplements, even though a lot of the companies are doing their own clinical studies and they're considered professional grade, they are still synthetic. Some are herbal, some have herbal blends, but none of them were 100% plant-based. And none of them had consistent, there was only one other company that was 100% plant-based, mostly herbs, and did whole foods for its vitamins, but they had really inconsistent outcomes. And myself included as a patient, there wasn't any consistent outcomes. There wasn't any real research behind it. So the problem was our patients weren't really getting better. So we were selling them these vitamins, but we didn't really have any real oomph behind it to go, this is definitely going to help you and you're going to get better. So in walks Juice Plus into our lives. And by the time Omicron hit in 2021, we kind of had this aha moment. We're like, this has been such a game changer for our family. Why are we not recommending this to our patients? We need to get rid of everything else. So this is the part that I get really passionate about because we're a very science-based practice. We're integrative, meaning we take as much from the Western side of medicine as we do from Eastern holistic medicine, but we look at the body as a whole. And the thing I love about Juice Plus research is it's all done to the gold standard, which means it's almost all of it is double-blind, placebo-controlled. Help me out here, Karen, if I don't get it out. Double-blind, placebo-controlled, done on the product itself. So it's not borrowed research. It's done on humans, not animals. And what else did I miss? Anyway, there's one other thing I'm missing with it being a gold standard research, but essentially they're saying, what effect do these little capsules with fruits and vegetable plant powders in them actually have on the body on a cellular level? Is it just getting in the bloodstream or is it actually getting into the cells? Well, they have all of these studies that have shown that these are what we call it now is functional food powders. So let's talk about where the research has been done. So this gold standard, it's been conducted at leading universities, hospitals, research centers all around the world. All of these studies that Karen said, there have been 48 studies published to date. They are published in really well-respected, peer-reviewed, that's the word I missed, peer-reviewed, that's also part of the gold standard, scientific journals, and they show a wide range of benefit, everything from dental health to inflammation reduction to cardiovascular disease prevention. So these research findings are consistently showing that Juice Plus is such a consistent positive outcome. They have overwhelming results with consistent positive outcomes in all areas such as cardiovascular, immune support, DNA expression, and much, much more. So this is just a quick glance at all of the institutions that have studied Juice Plus. And so when we say it's the world's most researched nutritional product, it really is. It's more research than any other prescription drug in the world. And that's because they've been around for 30 years and the company just has such amazing ethics that they really wanted to know, can this actually have that big of an impact? Can these little capsules have that big of an impact on the body? And the answer has been a resounding yes. So this gives you a quick glance at all of the different areas of the body. Now, this isn't even an exhaustive list, but this is kind of like a quick one-side recap. So for example, bioavailability, Karen talked about the multivitamin industry and how you're paying for expensive P. And so you might say, oh, okay, I need to get this much vitamin A or this much vitamin D or these much B vitamins in my diet. Well, the reason those manufacturers have to put such high doses of these synthetic vitamins in them is because they have no research showing that the cells can actually absorb the synthetic vitamins. So they put high doses in these capsules in a hope and a prayer that the body's going to absorb some of it. And that's why it's such like a shell shock when people go, oh, well, I'm used to this supplement label that has like 1400% of my folic acid. And it's like, no, it's not like that. The body doesn't actually need that much. So heart health, immune health, metabolism, healthy skin. I have a friend whose cystic acne completely cleared up and she didn't even realize it. The omega-3 index has come up. And then the list goes on and on. Of course, one of my favorites is the gut health study. That was not the most recent, but it was one that came out last year. So the effect on the microbiome is going to affect the rest of the body because, as someone once told me, the road to health is paved with good intestines.
That's funny.
I know, right? So we talked about the juice plus fruit, the veggie, and the berry blend so far, but there is a fourth product called the omega blend, and this complements the rest of the fruit and veggie line so well, and that's because it's your fatty acids that your body needs to absorb those vitamins. So if we're not eating enough healthy fats in our diet, and I say healthy fats because we're not talking about seed oils and inflammatory fats, we're talking about the healthy fats, then our bodies can't absorb the vitamins that we get from our food. So we need that omega. And something that's very unique about the omega from Juice Plus, and this is why they added it to the line, was they wanted it to be completely vegan. So there's zero fish. They bypassed the middle fish and went straight to the algae that the fish ate. So not only is that better tasting because you're not going to be burping a fish, but it's also better for the environment and more sustainable. And then it also is a full spectrum. It's not just omega-3, it's 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. And it is cold pressed, which means the oils are never heated. Again, also NSF certified. So you're gonna have that confidence that you're getting exactly what it says on there. Okay, so you can see it just checks all the boxes: vegan, kosher, non-GMO. Even the capsule itself is vegan, which is really important because a lot of people don't eat meat. Okay, so this is our Healthy Starts for Family program. So this is another reason I'm very passionate about Juice Plus. One is the research, the second is children. So many years ago, the Lord told me to help my children grow up healthy, and I didn't even like kids. I didn't even want kids at the time. I was like, what does that mean? Am I supposed to like work at a daycare? So when God brought Juice Plus into my life and I found out about this program that kids could get on it for free, and I realized the heart behind it was that they wanted every family in America, well, and even around the world, because they're a global company now, to get this nutrition into their children so that they would make healthier choices with their diets and then really thrive, not just be part of the sick care industry, but really thrive, helping their bodies thrive. So that's how I actually got started. Was I started my daughter on it before I even started on it. And then when I got pregnant with my son, I was stealing her gummies, had this amazing energy, and I said, hey, can this be used as a prenatal? And whoo, yep, it sure can. I got on it and I never looked back. So it was very dramatic influence in my life. And so basically what the company does is, with any adult sponsor, you can sponsor a child from the ages 4 to 25 to get Juice Plus for free. Meaning if you're buying Juice Plus for yourself, you can sponsor a child for free with just a $3 per month cost for the cost of shipping. So it's just $3 a month to pay for the shipping. That's it. And in Maryland, there's no tax because it has a food label. So there's actually no tax on, which is great. Other states, they sometimes have to pay tax, but in Maryland, you don't even have to pay tax. So this is a fantastic program. And if you can think of any children, grandchildren, neighbors, nieces, nephews, anybody in your life that you know is eating more processed foods than fruits and vegetables, that's a really good reason. It's like a 2-for-1. It's like, I'm going to give to myself and do something for myself, and I'm going to give to these children as well. And just so we look at the statistics, what do? They have done this research over the last 20 years, and this is what they found with over 1.8 million families in this family health study. And this is based on an average of 250,000 respondents, but the studies have never changed. But this is after a year on Juice Plus. This is what's happening with kids. So basically 2/3 of them are way healthier. 2/3 of them, they're eating more fruits and vegetables. They're not going to the doctor as much. They're not missing days from school. They're not eating as much fast food. I can tell you after 2 years on the product, my daughter started making her own salads. And you might think 2 years, it takes forever. Well, how long are they going to live? You know, I started her when she was 4. So if she starts eating salads at 6.5, I'm okay with that, you know? Okay, so there's a couple, everything we've talked up to this point has been about the micronutrition. So all those phytochemicals that Karen was talking about on the slide. So not the vitamins, but all those hundreds of thousands of phytochemicals that you're getting that all work in synergy together and get into the cells. And that's what makes the cells produce ATP for energy. It's what protects the cells from mutation and disease. And now we're going to shift and we're going to talk about the macronutrition. So this is actually the food we eat, the carbohydrates, the fat, the protein, and the fiber. So that's our macronutrition. So of course, Juice Plus has a line of macronutrients as well. I was sampling these shakes at the barn on Sunday for Renee because I love the complete shakes. We eat them every day. So they have three different shakes that are water wash soy based, chocolate, vanilla, complete, and they have one called the Perform, which I don't think I have a slide for that one. And the Perform is just a higher protein content, and it's aimed a little bit more toward athletes, pregnant moms, like people that have higher protein needs. And it has some ingredients in it that help with like muscle recovery. But the complete is my favorite because I like the chocolate and the vanilla, and it's got like 15 whole foods in it. It's 100% whole food, so it doesn't have any artificial sweeteners. It doesn't even have like the fake sweeteners like the monk fruit or like the really sweet sweeteners. It just uses 2 teaspoons of unrefined cane sugar to sweeten it, so it's not overly sweet. But it's actually low glycemic, has less glycemic load than an apple. So an apple has about 30 grams of sugar and we have 10. So it actually stabilizes the blood sugar because it's packed full of prebiotics, and which is your food for the healthy bacteria in your gut. This is the product that was part of that microbiome study that we mentioned earlier. And it's also full of soluble fiber. So it is really good, really good just to keep everything moving. But this low glycemic is really important because in our society, when we're eating too many carbs or carbs too often, we're spiking our blood sugar, and that's causing a lot of the metabolic syndrome. It's causing the stress on the liver. It's causing a lot, the prediabetes, the diabetes epidemic. I think I forget the last time I heard it was like 60% of Americans have like 1 in 3 of the top 3, like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and or diabetes. So it was like over 2/3 of Americans have at least one of these. So eating a shake every day that is low glycemic and keeps your blood sugar stable for 5 to 6 hours will help heal any blood sugar dysregulation that you might have. So it's really awesome. Oh, and the other thing about that is that it's whole food, so it can be used as food. It doesn't have to just be used as shakes. So we put it in our oatmeal, we put it in yogurt, we make it into energy balls. There's lots of ways to do it. I even make a cookie dough for my kids every day. Okay, so the last thing I just wanted to mention here is just that Juice Plus is affordable. If you're looking at the trio blend, it's about $2.67 per day. The fruit and veggie gummies are free for kids. Another $1.08 per day will get you the omegas. And those shakes are about $2.50 to $3.50 per serving. So, I mean, when we compare it with our Starbucks budget, and this $4 is nowhere near where it is now. I pay $7 for Starbucks these days. So I don't know how many of you are going to Starbucks, but it is ridiculous, especially if you're not getting, if you're getting non-dairy milk. So it is really affordable to put it into your budget. And so I would love to just open it up now for questions. Like there's basically 3 things that you could do as a result of this call. One, you could become a customer. Renee would love to have you as a customer and to support you in your journey with just taking Juice Plus to further your journey onto better health. And the second way is you could put your orders under yourself and share. If you're on this call and you're thinking like, okay, I gotta get, my kids on this, or I gotta get my parents on this, or I know I can think of 3 people off the top of my head who need this. Well, one of the things I've learned is that people are a lot more likely to order it from you, to support you, knowing you, because they trust you and they trust the information you've learned is accurate, than they are to order from a stranger. So you could just put your orders under yourself and share it with those people and become a partner. And it's a great time to do that, which you can talk to Renee afterwards about that if you are interested. And the third thing is you could say, hey, this is like, I'm all for this. Like, this is mind blowing. Like, I feel like I've been duped by the vitamin industry, and this is something that's really mission driven, and like it has become for me and for Karen and Bridget. And you could say, I just want to make this a business. Like, I just want to do this. And if that is something that resonates with you, we are happy to talk to you, because for us, it is this company is stable and it's lasting and it's not going anywhere. And it literally is just giving people a gift wrapped present of health. It's saying, I want you to be healthier. I want you to be healthier. I want you to be healthier. And the company pays you to do that. And then the company pays you then to learn all this education. So when I started, I didn't know any of this stuff. I was stumbling through. So I'm like, I have no clue, but I just trusted the research and I trusted what the doctors were saying. And as I learned and grew, and then we got more educated through it, here I am helping all these people along the way. And I'm like, wow, God, like, this is crazy. Like, you're just, and I literally had wanted to go back for a degree in nutrition at one point. And God said, you don't need a degree in nutrition. I'm going to do more with you without a degree in nutrition. And so it just shows that, like, this journey with Juice Plus for me personally, it has been like really monumental, because I realized, like, I don't need to have degrees behind my name to share this gift of health with people. So, all right, well, I just wanted to open it up now. Let me stop the sharing. Okay, everyone's still with us? Okay, cool. So let's open it up to questions. Who has burning questions for us? Or Renee,
I don't
any thoughts? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say I don't have any questions yet, but I'm really grateful that I joined, because I feel like I have a way better understanding of the
Yes.
process that Juice Plus goes through and what it actually is providing. So I hope to go along this journey and and
Yay.
see where it takes me.
That's awesome. Yeah, so Erica just got her order last week, and so she's brand new and starting on it. So, and she's so excited. So I said, why don't you join? You haven't heard the information yet. So, all right, I'm going to stop the recording, because that way people can ask questions, but we can stop it. So if anybody, okay, here we go.